My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Well, not quite the kick that India wanted in the end, but nonetheless, you'd have to say it's a total that they wouldn't be absolutely gutted by if you look at it in the context perhaps of the surface and of the bowling attack that they had. Let's remind you exactly how much they finished up with. 314 for 9 in their 50 overs. Fabulous start from the openers, Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. 77 to Rahul, and Rohit Sharma, of course, less said the better, in the sense that he makes these hundreds for fun against Bangladesh and apparently in World Cups as well. I'm going to just start things off with a little quote I saw from our very own Harsha Bhogle. He said, India haven't quite got the finish they wanted. Good score, but toe in the door for Bangladesh, which I think sums it up nicely, as long as it isn't Vijay Shankar's toe. But it's fair to say that. I mean, you wouldn't really, and the reason why he says that, it's not quite a foot in the door, because of India's bowling attack and the surface.
Well, I wouldn't say toe, but the door is slightly open. I'd say the door is slightly open. Given the way that they bowled towards the last 10 overs to restrict India for about 60-65 runs, you think that they've really fought their way back into the game in a sense. 5 wickets at the loss. You could see at the 30th over is when the first wicket fell down, and then 70 after Virat and Hardik's double blow. That's always going to push a team back, and then a little bit of a recovery. But from 340, I think you anticipated 340, but you've come down to about 314, 315. So it's not something India wouldn't take, but they would have, because of the high standards that they play to, they would have expected to score a lot more for sure. But Bangladesh would feel that if they bat well and bat out of their skins, they're really in with a chance.
The old adage of doubling your score after the 30th doesn't always hold good. But if you've got 10 wickets in hand and that quality to follow, you'd fancy yourselves more often than not getting close to that 360 mark.
Yeah, absolutely. And with with Dinesh Karthik coming in, none of them really got going. And that's the worry that India will have. Again, you look at the Indian batting order, Dhoni he had 33 balls for 35, that's a lot. Look at those partnerships, 21 of 18, 13 of 13. Pant and Dhoni, 40 of 33, out of which, Pant did the majority of the scoring. Somewhere that, accelerated, that fifth gear never really engaged. And I think that's the worry that they'll be having, that even when their later order batsmen are getting balls to play, they're not then being able to convert them into the big hits. It's going to be something that's going to worry India, because, you might get away with it today. It might not count for you today, but it is going to count in the long run. And somewhere, therefore, that jigsaw puzzle of Indian batting has still remained unresolved. They would have been hoping that, Karthik gives them some big runs, Dhoni gives a good acceleration, the finish off those worries. I think that matter still unresolved. The situation is still the thing, and they would be frankly disappointed. The other thing that does bother me a bit was, Rishabh Pant. I'm not saying that he was playing for his 50, but somewhere when he got close to his 50, that you could make out that he was conscious of it, then tried to get a single and then said, why am I doing this? And then tried to take a big hit, But what happened was it played with his head for some reason, and unfortunate,
But that's going to happen, Joy. It's 21,
Yeah, I know.
At that age, you're 21, you're playing your first World Cup. You're not even supposed to be there, but then you get there, so you want to make it count. You're close to a 50. Emotions run high, you want to get that 50, but you also want to bat through for the team. So he must have been caught in between.
Yeah,
he's young, and he learned. I think he'll only learn from these experiences. But yeah, I think all in all, I think, India have gotten to a score, but we have to take into consideration what kind of wicket we're playing on. This is a progressively deteriorating wicket. It's going to get harder and harder to bat on. You could see Mustafizur's first spell versus Mustafizur's last spell in this game. Heaven and earth difference, right? In the start of the innings, they were like caressing him through every part of the ground. Come the second spell, the ball slightly old, it's gripping off the wicket's deteriorated a little bit more, it's been used a little bit more. Suddenly, he seems like you can't get him beyond the 30-yard circle. That's going to play a big part, and we were 180 for no loss at 30 overs, but you have to take into consideration the wicket.
Yes, you certainly do. But from Bangladesh's point of view, I think they're remarkable figures. Because on 4 occasions before today in this tournament, they've conceded 300, either batting or bowling first. But the amazing part is, on 2 of those occasions, they pulled the team back. The 2 times they pulled the team back, which was West Indies and South Africa, they won the games. The other 2 occasions, England and Australia simply smashed it. One scored 386, the other scored 381. So they said, if you have to make it count, you have to make it count big. And obviously, they weren't getting close to those totals.
Yeah, true. But my fact, I fully agree with these stats that they've brought them back. As I said, they've remained in the game. On this pitch, if India had got 335, 340, it would have been a win of
381.
It's a 381 another day. So they've got themselves back into the game. It's still very much advantage India, but given the surface that they are batting on, it's not, definitely not. Remember one more thing. One of the problems with India's bowling against England was that Shami is a great bowler, but he's not the best death bowler we have. So you had Bumrah really, keeping it tight in one end and Shami conceding. He was getting wickets, but he was conceding a lot of runs, leaking a lot of runs on the other side. Now you have Bhuvaneshwar who will finish. You'll definitely see Bhuvaneshwar and Bumrah finish, not Shami. So that's one huge plus point for India, that they have 2 proper death bowlers as well when it comes.
But to look at the other side, Robin, you already lost your 1 extra bowling option in Vijay Shankar. Now you've lost another possible bowling option in Kedar Jadhav.
But you have...
No, I know you do.
Yeah, but it's like chalk and cheese, Gautam. You're talking about an out-and-out bowler to a part-time bowler. So Vijay Shankar bowls a lot more regularly than Kedar Jadhav. So I'm not calling him a part-time bowler. He's an all-rounder. But Kedar Jadhav is a batsman who bowls a little bit of off-spin and has gotten wickets, so has turned out to be good in India's favor, right? But here you have like 3 genuine fast bowlers, a 4th very good fast bowler who can bowl 6 to 7 overs for you. You have an out-and-out leg spinner who's bowling well in the whole tournament, who's played his part in India's victory and having 11 points on the table. So I think you have 5 out-and-out bowlers.
Not questioning the attack at all. All I was saying was, since you mentioned the person who bowls you 6 or 7 overs will have to bowl you 10 today.
Yeah, it's fine. I think on this wicket, he'd be harder to play.
The other thing is that I'm really happy. But look at the other side of it. We have wicket-keeping options. 4 wicket-keeping options. If a wicket-keeper is injured, Kohli's not bothered at all. Bring on the other one. Bring on KL Rahul. Bring on Rishabh Pant. Bring on Karthik. So that way we are set with wicket-keeping.
In fact, I'd like to know, if you look at the overall, both teams put together, is this the most wicket-keepers who ever played in the World Cup game?
How many? Yeah, exactly. 6, 7?
Yeah, 6.
6, yeah.
You've got Liton Das, Mushfiqur on the other side.
Yeah. So 6 wicket keepers playing in the game.
Yeah.
That's one for the stats.
That's one for the stats, absolutely.
And the quiz masters.
Sri Lanka would have also.
You can be sure 20 years down the line, this will be one of Rohit Da's questions.
Oh, don't go that far down. But let's again not forget about the man. I may have cheekily mentioned at the top of the show that he makes them for fun. Well, he does make them for fun. He likes Bangladesh, the opposition. He loves the big stage. And have a look at this. In this tournament, and let's remind you just one last time in case you've forgotten, it's a World Cup. So he's started the World Cup with 100, picked up 1 against Pakistan, 10 against England, now against Bangladesh, and it's just, he makes it count every single time. He's a couple of times he hasn't got a big one, he hasn't got a start. Australia, the only time perhaps he's got past 50 and not made it into 100.
He's been spectacular. I mean, the only run equivalent to this in World Cup cricket has been Sangakkara in 2015, who also got 4 centuries. But remember, at this point in time, it's looking like Rohit has at least 2, if not 3 more matches definitely in his favour. So 3 more matches to go, hopefully, if not at least 2 matches to go. So, I mean, he should make it count. I mean, he's just a superb player and he'll get more chances.
And Robin, when Tamim Iqbal dropped that catch, we were saying, whoops. And the first thing I remember you saying was, don't drop Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, you knew that he was going to pay for it. I think he was dropped on 9 and he went on to score on 96 runs. You knew that, for a fact that you drop Rohit and you're asking for trouble. Joe Root did that, he got 100. Tamim did that, he's gotten another 100. So, but I think Rohit's going to be extremely critical to India's success at this World Cup. He is at the top of the run charts at this point in time, but I think that his form is going to be critical for India. And look at that average and that strike rate. He's like, and his conversion rate is amazing in this World Cup, and you hope that his form continues in the same vein till the end of the tournament, and so that India can go on to really compete and win this.
Absolutely. The other thing is that you can make out that there was a chat. If we are looking at the pitch from here, I mean, Virat, Rohit, the likes, they would know this pitch upside down. Rohit would have known he needed to accelerate up front because he knew possibly that at the end it's going to be tough to score. So if you see the kind of intent Rohit batted with, 3 6s in the first few overs, you can make out saying that while the ball is hard, while the pitch is slid better, I need to take advantage of this. So Rohit and Virat did the early running also primarily because they knew that this is going to happen at the back end.
In fact, this is probably the kind of surface where when you've seen it up close, you're telling yourself exactly what Joy said, that other people, pundits, etc., will be talking about doubling the score, etc., 350, 360. Let us get to 310, something like that, and we are happy. Maybe 320, whatever.
Like I said, I thought 280 would be a great score for our bowling lineup. I'm sure 310, like if we thought 340 is going to be a 380, you just do the same math, and 315 is going to be a 345 for India on a good ground. So in that sense, it's a lot of runs to defend, and with the caliber of bowling lineup that we have, it's going to be a hard one for Bangladesh. Not impossible, but hard, definitely hard.
Two things about Bangladesh. One about their batting, but before that, a quick one. A lot of chatter about the spinner being left out. So India, of course, have done it. They've got a high-class Bhuvaneshwar Kumar in there. Have Bangladesh, from their point of view, missed a trick with leaving out as someone like Mehdi Hasan Miraj?
Difficult to say because, see, they actually really pulled it back. I mean, where they lost is actually Mashrafe Murtaza. The fact that I think that Shomo Sharkar did a very good job for them, and so did this thing. Mosaddeq and Shomo Sharkar actually bailed them out to a certain extent because even 8 in this pitch is not as bad. Murtaza would have gone for more. And
Rubel wasn't bad either?
Rubel wasn't bad either, considering he really went in his first few overs. When the ball was a bit harder, he really went, so he came back well. See, all of them did well. Obviously, Mustafizur is the pick of this, but it's also pitch. He's taken good advantage of it, but he bowled really well. He bowled really well towards the end, and that's what he gave his team. That's exactly that toehold that Harsha has been talking about. He gave his team that.
We said that Mustafizur doesn't have the fizz anymore. He just kind of
he was listening.
He reminded you that the fizz is still alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are 2 Zs in fizz. There are 2 Zs in Cricbuzz. He's got a relationship. He was listening. Someone told him that they've been talking about him, but yes, he just looked like he had that extra energy about him. He was keen about it, and he used that cutter really well.
I think he stuck to his strengths. I just saw his wickets chart in this World Cup, and 80% or 90% of his wickets have come from the slower ball and his off cutters. So he stuck to that, and that's what's brought him success. I think 4 out of 5 wickets were probably from the cutters today, and that's what's been working for him. And he's gone back to doing that. And I think that we were talking about really proving himself at the after the novelty wears off, and he shows that he's still one of those mainstays as far as their bowling is concerned, along with Shakib. I think Shomi Sarkar should be bowling a lot more. I think he's definitely all-rounder material, and I think with the way he bowled today, he showed that he can bowl. I think he should be used a little bit more for Bangladesh. In hindsight, I probably feel that they would be feeling that they missed Mehdi Hasan today, because he's a damn good bowler, and Rubel's come good for them, but I'm not sure about Mosaddeq playing that role, and with Murtaza up there, it's hard to call. You've seen the whole World Cup. I don't think he's bowled his 10 overs.
Exactly. I mean, not a lot of fabulous captain, but where his
he's got, and I'm sure he recognizes it as well. And it's a difficult thing to deal with, but the amount of value he adds, I'm sure the pros weigh more than the cons in Mashrafe's.
Another reason why you refer to him as Mike Murtaza, because that's what they often said about Mike. Really great tactician, but not necessarily always the one contributing on the field. Anyway, let's stick to India versus Bangladesh. Whenever any of these great rivalries come around, no matter what it is, we've got our man centre stage who's trying to get a hold of that atmosphere. He always does a good job. What's he done this time, Danish? What have you got for us?
Alright, so it's a pleasure to have the Bangladeshi fans around. What animal are you carrying?
Tiger!
How is this a tiger? I'm going to ask the camera crew, do you guys think it's a tiger? If you think yes, nod. No? Hi guys, my name is Danish and this is Center Stage on Cricbuzz. It's time for India versus Bangladesh, and what keeps us connected is cricket and of course tigers. Now I want to find out from the Indian fans why we don't carry one around in every stadium that we visit. So we have 2,000 tigers in India.
Okay.
Bangladesh has 440.
Okay.
Why don't we carry a tiger to the stadium, sir?
I think India is a confident team. We don't need the Tigers to help us win.
टाइगर की क्या जरूरत है हमारे 11 इसका काफी है इन लोगों के लिए
Your counting is wrong. When is the cricket, then we have 16 crore tigers.
We have lions, we have all kinds of other animals. They have only tigers.
Yeah.
We have 10 other different animals that we can have, right?
Yeah.
And we are the animals. We will go and kill them.
Tigers are originally Indian animal, yeah?
Yeah.
And secretly, I think the Bangladeshis, they support India as well.
That's our logo
Yeah.
and that's what we carry
Yeah.
and we want to play like a tiger and win this match.
Lions don't carry tigers. Don't need to carry tigers. We have to walk like tigers. We have to play like tigers. It's about behaving, not carrying soft toys.
They're taking our tigers. They're taking our food.
Yeah.
You know what? They might even take you by the end of this. These people just come along and they claim what's not theirs. And today, though, you're not going to claim the win. The win is ours. But maybe you'll claim that you won.
Alright, you belong to India and Bangladesh, but why do only Bangladeshi fans carry you?
Yeah, because we are Bangladeshi fans. That's why.
No. The question is, have you seen them carry those stuffed toy tigers? Yeah. Do you think it's cute?
No.
Why?
I just think they're scaring the kids.
What animal do you think we should carry? Because bro, come on, you need to carry an animal, right?
No, animals don't suit us.
We can carry lions. We are the lions, we are the Bengal tigers. We are pool blue. So, anything.
Okay, decide bro, what are we? Are we lions? Are we tigers? They're two different animals.
We are lions.
You want to kiss the tiger for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, kiss it for us. Kiss it.
No problem.
Yeah, kiss it. You can kiss it too.
No problem.
Yeah, kiss it. Yeah, let me.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Ma'am, you see Bangladeshi fans, they carry these stuffed toy tigers around. I was just wondering, to make it creative and fun for us as well, what animal do you think Indian fans can carry to the stadium?
Monkey. It can make sounds. Eee, something like that.
Elephant, tiger.
Actually, our national bird is peacock, right? So we can have peacock.
Yeah, and that too in England, it rains so much the peacock might start dancing as well.
Cheetah,
Yeah.
cobra,
Cobra, okay.
python.
Python.
Yes.
I think I will still go for a lion.
Yeah, but your friend wants to carry python, cobra, and all that.
Bangladesh.
India versus Bangladesh, or like the fans call it, it is the Bengal tiger versus the Royal Bengal tiger. The passion in this game is so high that it is going to be a roaring contest, not just on the ground but also in the stands. Thank you very much for watching Animal Planet. Thank you very much for watching Center Stage on Cricbuzz.
No, Bangladesh, you cannot have Danish. He's ours. We're going to keep him. He's our own tiger. Absolutely. We're well done for that. But
I think the best answer is given by that lady there in
monkey?
The end. Yeah.
She made a monkey out of Danish.
We got to tell Danish, we need more women on your interviews, bro. You only go and like interview men. We need more women to be interviewed as well. Let us have their perspective as well. Then it's like even Stevens. Otherwise, it's like, weighed down on one side, bro.
Yeah. What animal would you go for?
I don't know. Somebody mentioned the cheetah, which has been extinct in India for the last 100 years. So I don't know how they want to find a cheetah unless they go to a
But 100 years ago is okay because as all of us feel that with your question yesterday, we can go back to that time. So
Jesus! I have to be caught on my own questions. Gautam, okay. I don't know why he's talking about tigers. Did you have to wear cats on your shirt?
That's what. Since Danish did almost say we are on Animal Planet.
Those are wannabe tigers. Those are not tigers, they are wannabe tigers.
They're cats, you got to be the big cats. So they might be the Bangladesh tigers. We are the big cats. We're going to win. All right, the blue cats. Okay. Where were we?
Shakib Al Hasan.
Shakib Al Hasan. Yes, Shakib Al Hasan, one of their, he's a true tiger. He has been for Bangladesh with bat and ball in this tournament. He's really been roaring. he will be a key wicket for India.
He will be. He will also be the cog that India would want to remove as soon as possible, because he and who's that?
Tamim.
Rahim. Mushfiqur are, I think, important wickets. They're the mainstays, and if Tamim comes off, then Tamim is also one of them. But Tamim is a slow starter, so India's in with a chance in the first 20 balls to Tamim. But if he gets set past that, then you know that he can be dangerous. But India will be looking at these three batsmen particularly to kind of get them and remove them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and no solid test captain coming for them. Mahmudullah. But let's just remind you of a number, another landmark, Shakib Al Hasan. He's not too far away from a unique double, over 10 wickets and 500 runs in the same tournament, and he's just 24 runs away from that.
No, he's been a serious player. I mean, the cricketer. And there's one interesting thing. What they did, the change they made is getting him to bat at number 3. This just started in this World Cup. Look at his stats at number 3. At number 5, he averages 35, okay. At number 3, he averages 58. That's the difference, 23 runs difference. So him coming in early is very important, because the other thing is, we go back to the same point, the wicket is deteriorating. So what they'll be telling is, let the other guys will go hard. Litton will go hard, Tamim will go hard, Shoma will go hard, and say that Mushfiqur and Shakib are the guys who are supposed to keep holding it, not take chances, still obviously hit it, because with 300 nobody can afford to play out a test innings. But what they're going to say is that you don't take the chances, let the guys at the other end take the chances, and they will take chances.
But I think he'll go the other way.
You think he'll go hard?
Yeah, I think he'll go hard, because this whole tournament he's been going very hard. I think that's the mindset that he's operating with in this World Cup. I think what's been working for him is the fact that he's playing positively, counter-attacking to the opposition. So I feel he'll go hard, Joyda. In fact, I feel everyone in the first 15 overs, whoever bats in the top 15 overs, will go hard, because the wicket's also going to start deteriorating even further as the match wears on. So I think they will go hard. Another guy who actually we've not really spoken about is Litton Das. He's been in some scintillating form in this World Cup. He scored a lot of runs for them. He batted through, I think, in one game where he got 86 or 80.
Yeah, that's the one against West Indies when they were chasing.
Yeah,
so just to stay on that for a second, you've got a couple of guys in Sabir Rahman and Saifuddin who are really big hitters. Now, I'm just wondering, if they take a cue from India, and if they take a cue from what we've said is sensible, will they look when the ball is slightly harder to try and send somebody like that up after Shakib to maybe up the ante? Maybe.
My only doubt is that you have a very high quality seam attack. So it's not it's not normal sloggers won't do it for you, because you're going to hit the likes of Bumrah and Shami. It's not going to be that easy to hit. So they'd probably hope that people like Tamim is a class bat. If Tamim gets going, he's a class bat. Shoma is a class bat. Shakib is a class bat. So they'll hope their classy batsmen get it going for them. I still feel, as I said, their worry would be that if they lose Shakib, they'll almost feel as if they've lost the match. That's a worry for them, but he might just accelerate. They have to hit. The first 15 overs is where this match will be decided. If they end up at 100 odd, then they have a very, very serious chance. If they are 60 for 2 or something like that, from there on it will be very difficult.
How good it is to have the choices that we mentioned throughout from the start of the tournament about Shami versus Bhuvi, who gets in first, who gets in last. Well, it's Bumrah, Shami, Bhuvi, all of them. All the resources are there. And on the subject of resources, by the way, just thought I'd sneak in a little mention that the My 11 Circle expert couch. Now there's a reason. 315 was technically supposed to be the number, but because I had a few cats with me which are designed in Bengal, so hence I was given the extra little.
The one run, that's fine.
The one run extra.
They still need 315 to win.
Or 2 runs for the number of national anthems Rabindranath Tagore wrote for today.
Oh, there you go. So there's always a reason. You always have to sneak in a reason.
Both national anthems are written by him.
So glad Zahir isn't here. He'd have reminded everyone that I'm a hustler, but I didn't hustle my way to it. They were very gracious, both Joy and Robin, to give it to me. We'll be back in the 15th over with Cricbuzz Combox. It's going to be a tough day for the Bangla Tigers, but nonetheless, at least they have the door slightly open, whether or not with a toe inside or not. We'll see you. My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.